Hi, my name is Robert Chelle with Chelle Law, and my law firm assists physicians with employment contract and independent contractor agreement issues. Today, I'm going to talk about how tail coverage is calculated. So, the first thing you need to think about as a physician or identify is what type of malpractice policy you have. If you're working for a large healthcare network or employed by a hospital, it's likely they're self-insured, and in that scenario, it's extremely unlikely you'd have a claims-made policy or need tail insurance. So first identify what type of policy you have if you work in a healthcare network or hospital, but it's unlikely this video is going to apply to you. It should also state in the employment contract what type of policy is utilized, and you could probably find it there as well. There are two types of insurance, malpractice insurance used for physicians if they're in, a physician-owned group or private practice, and that's an occurrence-based policy or a claims-made policy. An occurrence-based policy simply means a policy has to be in effect when the incident occurs. Therefore, no tail insurance is necessary. So if you have an occurrence-based policy, you do not need to worry about tail insurance. The only scenario where you need to worry about tail insurance is if you have a claims-made policy. Many employment contracts or even independent contractor agreements, they may state that it's kind of up to the employer what type of policy they utilize or whatever's in effect at the time. That's fine, but you also need to ask some questions. What type of policy do you currently use? Occurrence or claims made? Have you used one in the past? Do you have any plans to change that in the future? These things are important to find out. And then if you do have a claims made policy, and then if you are responsible for paying for your tail insurance, how is it calculated? And for the most part, 2 times what your annual premium is a good gauge of how much you would have to pay. And so your annual premium is simply how much it costs to insure you on an annual basis. It completely varies by specialty. There is no one-size-fits-all number. It is dependent upon what specialty you're in, and then a number of factors too. What state you're in, what your claims history is, how long you've been a physician. So all of these numbers will go into what your annual premium is, and then that will, in turn, help you find how much your tail cost is. Now, tail, as I said before, the average is 2 times your annual premium. It could be as low as 100% of your annual premium, all the way up to 300%. Once again, those factors that I just listed kind of come into play. So let's just do an example. Let's say you're a primary care physician. You have a $6,000 annual premium. Let's just say everything else is average, right? Then at the end of your employment with whoever your employer is, you would likely have to pay around $12,000 if you were required to pay for it. And tail insurance. That's a one-time cost. It's not like an annual payment. You just pay it once. You'll have to pay it prior to the end of your employment with whoever your employer is. Sometimes the insurance company is willing to work on a payment plan if needed, but it would just be a one-time cost. So if you have a $6,000 annual premium, it would be around a $12,000 tail payment. Now, this can be negotiated in advance prior to signing the employment contract. If a claims-made policy is utilized, then there should be language in there that states who specifically pays for tail insurance. I'd say it's probably maybe 50-50 as far as a physician-owned group or would pay for tail for the employer. Might even be less than 50%. But don't expect that every employer is going to pay for tail insurance. Now, this could be an enormous negotiation point if you are, let's say, OBGYN or maybe one of the specialty surgeons, where your annual premium, it couldn't be $6,000, it could be $60,000. And so that could be a huge point of contention when negotiating a contract. And then for others, when they have a relatively small annual premium, it may not be important at all. So that's how you calculate tail coverage. If you have any questions about your employment agreement or independent contractor agreement, feel free to contact my law firm at the phone number listed below in the description, or you can reach us through our website listed below as well. So appreciate you watching the video. Thanks.